Our oceans are vast and cover 70% of the Earth's surface, playing witness to many amazing moments that make our oceans, quite simply, a remarkable playground of life. And most of these amazing moments actually take place pretty close to the surface. As much as we think we know about our oceans, most of our knowledge is limited to a small area, the area we've actually explored. Our oceans go even deeper than previously thought, and in exploring these depths, we found some of the most alien-looking creatures you've ever seen. Welcome to Z-Minds. This is an average American soda can. Its height is 12.3 centimeters, or 0.123 meters. If we stacked cans all the way from the Earth's surface to the moon, it would take just over 3.1 billion cans. Well, today, instead of going up, we go down. We're also going to see how many cans we need to get to the lowest ocean depths. Why? Well, why not? Make a guess. Post it in the comments. Let's see how close you get. Our descent starts from 0 to 200 meters. This is the Epipologic Zone, or sunlight zone. This depth boasts the ocean as most of us know it. Most of the creatures live in this zone due to the sunlight conditions. It has ideal living temperatures and, unsurprisingly, supports the vast majority of our commercial fisheries. Underwater photosynthesis only occurs in this zone, and so plant life is sustained. In the sunlight zone, it is the warmest zone in the ocean, with temperatures as high as 30 degrees Celsius. It's also where most recreational and professional diving occurs, up to a max depth of 40 meters. The free diving world record sits deeper at 128 meters. This was set by Petar Klovod of Croatia in 2023. He achieved this depth on a single breath. A further 107 meters down and we have the depth a one Canada Square skyscraper would get to, were it inverted and submerged 235 meters below the surface. You could stack two Big Bens on top of each other inside this zone, which would take us to 192 meters. We're 1,626 stacked soda cans deep. Now, let's move deeper. This next zone sits between 200 and 1,000 meters. This is the Mesopelagic Zone, or Twilight Zone. Light is scarce. There's cold, dimly lit water appearing like the twilight. Here, we would start to see frequent flashes of light by creatures through the fascinating process of bioluminescence. Fish in this zone can start to look scarily prehistoric. This is Bob. Bob lived so deep he didn't know names were a thing, so we gave him one. This zone is known to a lot of scary-looking specimens, including these. In the Twilight Zone, we have the diving world record, set at 332.5 meters, which was set by Ahmed Gabir in Dahab in the Red Sea. A dive that took 13 hours and 50 minutes. A little deeper at 506 meters and we have the deepest dive recorded by a pygmy blue whale. If Dubai's Burj Khalifa were inverted and submerged underwater, it would sit entirely within this zone, 828 meters deep. This zone extends as deep as the Jeddah Tower, which when complete will be the only 1,000-meter tall building in the world. That's 9 football fields, or 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools in depth. From the surface, we are now at 9,756 cans deep. Even deeper is the next zone, which sits at depths of 1,000 to 4,000 meters. This is the Bathypelagic Zone, nicknamed the Midnight Zone. It is now pitch black. The only source of light is bioluminescence. The Midnight Zone hosts the Mid-Ocean Ridge, 2,500 meters down, the longest mountain ridge on Earth, spanning some 40,389 miles across. The amount of life at this depth is reduced. However, there are more eerie fish around, including these scary guys. In the Midnight Zone, manned military submarines can also reach here to a maximum of 1,500 meters. That's nothing compared to the deepest dive recorded by a Cuvier-beaked whale, which was recorded diving to 2,992 meters in depth. If we put two Grand Canyons on top of each other, we would reach around 3,656 meters into the zone. At 3,700 meters is the average ocean depth, and just below this, the Titanic finished its 2-hour and 40-minute descent to where it sits today. 3,800 meters below the surface. This zone is deeper than the length of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is 3,900 meters long. There are only 10 unmanned submarines in the world that can go this deep. We are now at 32,520 cans deep. And now as we move down a little bit further, we hit the Abyssal Zone, sitting between 4,000 to 6,000 meters in depth. This is known as the Scary Zone. sitting in perpetual darkness. 75% of the deep ocean floor lies in this zone. The water temperature is constantly near freezing, and far fewer creatures are found at these crushing depths. The marine life that does exist, though, has adapted. This usually gives them a strange look. Just look at these guys. To give this depth some perspective, you'd have to stack 60 100-meter tracks lengthways. It would take Usain Bolt 9.58 minutes to run the 60 tracks if he took no breaks and ran his record speed. If Mount Kilimanjaro were inverted and submerged, it would sit just under the depth limit of this zone at 5,895 meters into darkness. We're now at 52,845 cans deep. Now, if we go down further, we hit the final and deepest depth of the ocean that we know about, called the Hadalpelagic Zone, or Hadal Zone, named after the Greek god Hades, god of the underworld. This zone is known as the Trenches and stretches down from 6,000 meters to a jaw-dropping 11,000 meters in depth. The Hadal Zone has no light, limited to no oxygen. The temperature is just above freezing, and the pressure is crushing. It's made up primarily of widely separated ocean trenches and troughs that together occupy an area about half the size of Australia. The average depth is 8,216 meters, with a total area of less than 0.2% of the whole seafloor. The pressure here is the same as 100 adult elephants standing on your head at the same time. We wouldn't recommend it. The most widely known area of the Hadal seafloor is Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, the deepest known area on Earth, reaching 10,935 meters down. It's located beneath the western Pacific Ocean in the southern end of the Mariana Trench. You can see it here. The first persons to dive to Challenger Deep were Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard in 1960, diving in the submersible Trieste. On their descent, at 9,000 meters down, they heard an alarming bang. With instruments looking good, they continued down. They later found that that bang had been a crack on a window, which they found at 11,000 meters down on the seafloor. Given the immense pressure at this depth, you might ask how anything survives here at all. Many creatures here have high concentrations of pisolites, which are organic molecules that stop their cellular membranes and proteins from being crushed under extremely high pressure. At this depth, some creatures have found a way to survive, including these weird-looking numbers. This depth is equivalent to 2 Burj Khalifas and 1 Empire State Building stacked on top of Mount Everest. That's also as deep as many international flights fly in the sky, 11,000 meters. That's a thought next time you're staring out your window at cruising altitude. Another way to look at it, if you were to swim on the surface, that's how far it would be to land below. It's deep enough that we now need 89,430 cans from surface to seabed. Everybody, we are now at the deepest part of the ocean as we know it. That also gives you an indication as to how far away the moon is. The ocean still hosts many secrets, even in the portions that have been explored. Operating down here is dangerous and challenging, but we're getting there as our technology improves. While the Hadalpelagic Zone is the deepest part of the ocean we know about, there's almost certainly deeper parts that we haven't even found yet. In terms of life that's sustained there, alien or not, for now, we'll have to leave it to our imaginations. If you enjoyed this video, please like and join the community by subscribing. And remember to post your guess in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.